Caught on video, dog attacks 5-year-old girl. The Texas couple who owned the dogs that mauled an elderly Air Force veteran to death were allegedly training the dogs to be aggressive, according to authorities. Christian Moreno, 31, was arrested after last week's attack in San Antonio, where at least 2 of his 3 American Staffordshire Terriers bolted from their yard and killed Ramon Najera, 81, and injured his wife and 2 others, police said. Moreno's wife, Abilene Schneider, 31, was arrested on Wednesday. Both are facing felony charges in connection with the attack. San Antonio police said they received tips that Moreno and Schneider have been breeding the dogs and training the dogs to be aggressive with meat, according to News 4 San Antonio, which cited a police report. Dog that killed elderly Air Force veteran snapped after pet services visit, owner says. Abilene Schneider, 31, was arrested after her dogs allegedly mauled an elderly Air Force veteran to death and injured several others in San Antonio, Texas. Abilene Schneider, 31, was arrested after her dogs allegedly mauled an elderly Air Force veteran to death and injured several others in San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio Police Department. According to the arrest report, a witness video showed that the dogs were not wearing collars or harnesses, a requirement of Animal Control Services, ACS. Moreno had told investigators that he had complied with the guidelines. Schneider's arrest comes on the heels of new evidence that establishes shared ownership of the animals, police said in a press release. Schneider was taken into custody just days after telling reporters that her husband is innocent and their dog snapped after a stay with ACS. Listen, the Fox True Crime podcast with Emily Compagno. She said the dogs had noticeable behavior changes after they brought them back from ACS, where they were quarantined following a January attack. She told reporters that her husband talked to their family about giving the dogs up for adoption because they were too much for us days before Friday's fatal attack. San Antonio Fire Captain Charles Hood said in a press conference Friday an elderly couple was walking on a sidewalk around 2 p.m. when they were attacked by at least 2 dogs. San Antonio Fire Captain Charles Hood said in a press conference Friday an elderly couple was walking on a sidewalk around 2 p.m. when they were attacked by at least 2 dogs. WABB. San Antonio Fire Captain Charles Hood said firefighters had to fight off the dogs with pickaxes and pike poles to get to the victims in what he described as a horrific scene. Firefighters saw a gentleman being dragged by a dog. They could see him completely bloodied before they got off of the truck, Hood said. All 3 dogs were euthanized. Owner arrested, 3 dogs to be euthanized following dog attack that left 1 dead, 3 injured in San Antonio. 2 of the dogs were involved in previous bite incidents in September 2021 and January 2023, according to police and ACS, which quarantined the dogs before giving them back to the Morenos. ACS Director Shannon Sims said that neighbors had repeatedly complained about neglect on the owner's part. A Staffordshire Bull Terrier. A Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Those bites were mild, Sims said. So those animals finished their state-required quarantine, and the owner paid reclaim fees, and by state law, we were required to return those animals. Schneider addressed the accusations during an interview with Fox 29. We never neglected them. We always made sure the gates were closed. We always made sure their harnesses were on them after we got them from ACS, she said. Najera's family said in a statement on GoFundMe that the grandfather was an adventurous, outgoing, and loving family man. He was recently put on dialysis but was determined to enjoy life to the fullest despite his health condition, according to the family statement.